Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dues.com. We're sampling another beer tonight. This is a pale ale that I made. It was meant to be enjoyed earlier in the summer, but it's been around for a while. What I really want to do is make an easy drinking pale ale. I wanted to experiment with a simple malt bill. I just wanted to explore some of the hops that we've been playing with and some hops that I haven't worked with. And I also wanted to experiment with a big dry hop addition. Okay. So what I was going for was something that's low alcohol, easy to drink, but had a lot of hop aromatics and hop character. Something that we could enjoy and think about all the hops that we've been drinking, that we've been sampling as individual hops. So kind of try to put a little symphony together and see what I could get.
Sure. Well, this is certainly hoppy. And it's got a level of bitterness that I don't think is too much, but it's present. It's certainly stronger than some of the bitterness that I've had in the new wave of IPAs. That's for sure. The hop profile is not as tropical fruity. It's more, there's like a mintiness to it. It's like earthy, but it's like backed with a lot of that sort of pungent hop bitterness that comes from American hops. But it's not a little bit of pine, but not. It really is kind of there's a minty thing going on there, and I like it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's not that like the funky nugget kind of thing either. But I could be. I mean, you could be like, yeah, it's full of nugget. No, it's nice. But there's like a. It's the mint. It's like there's
mint. It's minty, isn't it? Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
So interesting. So I'll just to put it out there, the malt bill. I love this orangey color.
Sure.
It's pretty cloudy, and I think it's because of the dry hopping.
Yeah.
The heavy dry hopping. We'll get to that.
Yep.
But all this is 50% pale malt, not pale ale malt, but just pale malt.
Pale malt.
And 50% Munich 10.
Oh, hey.
So I like that. I like that combination. Yep. So that gives you this pretty interesting orange color. When it clears up and it settles in the keg, there's a lot of hop debris in here still, because the keg just hasn't fully settled out yet.
But
it's fine. So
that's why we usually drink it from a can.
Yeah. Right. Drink it from the can.
Drink it from a can.
So bittering charge on this baby.
Okay, let's talk about that.
1 1/4 ounce.
This is a 5-gallon batch.
5-gallon batch. Okay. 1 1/4. I'm more of a 5.5 gallon guy, but anyway, 1 1/4 ounce.
Good.
Of Warrior.
Okay. Yep.
First wort hop.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Just because I could.
Sure.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yep.
Let's try it.
Yep. Okay, that's that.
And that's it in the boil. That's it. Okay. Do you remember? You have presented to us.
I have
many single hop beers this year. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
The one that I've done.
Yeah.
Was, remember, back when we were in the garage, Studio B, I think, I presented to you a single hopped Warrior beer.
Yes.
And distinctly remember the flavor character of that hop by itself was mint.
Yeah.
There's a mintiness to it.
There you go.
So when I tasted it earlier today, I was like, oh, there it is. It's that mintiness. And it's actually kind of interesting. And we've talked about these single hop beers and how does that then play when other hops are present.
Yeah.
Warrior, you probably never noticed that minty thing.
No, because you're supposed to get
some
Simcoe
clean Chinook and all this other stuff in there.
Clean bittering,
oh my
so
gosh,
you build up on top of that.
Right, but it's but that mintiness can definitely serve to like create this crispness, this refreshingness to the other hops.
Yeah, because isn't Polaris the other hop variety that has mint as the big?
Oh, maybe yeah.
So I was thinking about that just today.
Yeah.
We won't go into it right now on camera, but
that
was one that I wanted to get my hands on and do a smash on. Anyway, interesting enough that like Warrior gives you that, and it's from first. Wait a minute, so it's like first word hopping, and that's where it's coming from.
Yeah,
you didn't throw
even if I did it at 60 minutes, I think it's still the same profile.
Yeah, but still, that's where it's so all that bitterness.
I just did the first word hopping one because it's lazy brewing. It's easy to do, and I just was like, boom, transferring the wort. I was just trying to have fun. And
all right.
Let me do something different.
So what'd you throw on top of that? So what's in the...
Okay, so the rest of this is all dry hopping.
Okay.
So, proceeded to brew as normal. I mashed at 54 degrees. Fermented it with American ale yeast. My starting gravity was 1041.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't checked the final gravity, but it's pretty dry. So anyway, then I dry hopped it. So it fermented for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then to the primary, I don't bother to transfer. I put in the dry hops. And the dry hops are 1 ounce of Galaxy.
Okay.
1 ounce of Amarillo. And 2 ounces of Cascade.
Okay.
All pellet. And that's why there's so much debris in here, because it's pellets. And I don't.
Sure.
And I like to. What's the appropriate term? I like to let my hops run free. I don't sack my hops for dry hop. I just
let them sit.
put them in there. Now it creates problems with all the debris in there.
Yeah.
Now the weird thing is
red Solo cups, and you can find.
You should probably dry hop for, say, 4 days, 7 days. That's what a lot of people say. Then get it out of there.
Sure.
When you free hop like this, you really cannot get them out of there unless you crash or whatever. When you go commando with your hops.
Yeah.
But this, only because I'm just so far behind in everything I'm doing, these dry hops have been in here for a little over a month. Booyah! Booyah! So we can cross that one off the list. Don't worry about 4 days. Don't worry about 4 days. Would you say that there is a vegetal quality?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I don't think it's like an overwhelmingly... Well, I mean, it's got great... present hop aroma.
There's a hop flavor there too, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, it's certainly there.
It's juicy almost. Would you qualify this as juicy?
A little bit juicy.
All right. That's what everybody's into these days. Juicy.
Juicy
hops.
Is it?
They want like hop juice in their beer, man. That's what they want.
Well, yeah, certainly it didn't ruin. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how it would have been.
What would have been like side by side?
Yes, 4 days versus 30. Anyway, I mean, there's something a little bit missing. It's I don't know if it's because it's like, it seems like, it's funny, I was going to say there's Cascade in here, and it's just because I could pull it out.
Yep.
But it almost needs, and maybe it's just because, I've been brainwashed to think it needs a little more piney stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like there's only, 1 or 2 notes there. It's that minty, and then
there's this fruity thing.
Yeah, and it's not fruity. It's more, kind of an earthy, but it's almost like I can't put it in other words outside of cascadey.
Okay. I mean, I get like a citrusy, melony quality to it without the acidity of like citrus.
Grapefruit, yeah.
It's would you think if I hadn't dry hopped it for over a month, you think you would?
I don't know.
Call that out.
I couldn't tell you.
You know what it comes back to?
I couldn't tell you.
I think when we talk about the single hop beers that we've done, and we talk about how hops play together, is that this combination per se, maybe just doesn't have a good supporting note, or maybe what it really needs is. Maybe it needs a 10-minute boil edition of something else to help.
You know what? Maybe
help put those dry hops in a better stage on the palate
and bring out the flavor side of it. Yeah, because I think that's a good point. I think that's a really good point. I think that
because the aroma is there.
Yes, there's just like that development of flavor.
Basically, it's like you've built a symphony, you've built a piece of work, and you can definitely pick out that there's a hole in there somewhere. That the woodwind section is not performing.
Right. They didn't bring their reeds.
Yep.
So I think that's what it is, and so that's a good note for building hoppy beers. That you probably need to have something at all at least 3 stages.
Yeah.
Have something for flavor and then have something for aroma, which, it's there for sure. But I just think that there's there's probably just a little more breath that needs to be done there for the flavoring, and then, yeah, I think you got something here. It's funny, like I don't, outside of it just being, you know, the foundation of it, like there's no, I have a hard time picking out like the malt. If you didn't tell me that they were Munich or anything like that, I'd be like, all right.
It doesn't even taste Munich-y at all.
No.
I mean, it's just, I think the Munich's is holding up the body and creating the backbone.
Could
you know
be.
What I mean?
Yep. Cool. All right, man.
So that's pretty
more
interesting.
experiments with hops.
I think it's interesting enough that it's low alcohol that if we were at the fire pit and it was still summer, this is a good fall fireside beer, right?
Yeah. Love it. Oh yeah, especially the mintiness. Think of like the cool, crisp air.
There you go.
At night, you got the fire going. Look at that.
Have some mint beer.
Have a minty beer.
All right. I'd be curious to see if other people have ever gotten mint from their Warrior hop edition. So.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm sure people have gotten mint out of different hops, but that is, it's cooling now in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good job.
Hey, 2 beers, 2015. Oh, we're doing well.
Good for you.
Cool.
All right, for John and Mike, brew-seeds.com. Brew on and cheers.
Cheers.